Hello everyone, welcome to the GWT Community Talk for July 30th, 2020. This is our second talk of the day, and today we are pleased to welcome Ahmad Bawaneh for a presentation of Domino UI. It's a modern widget library written in Java for GWT2 and Jekyll. I will now turn things over to Ahmad.
Okay, thank you. So today we're talking about Domino UI, and I'm going to highlight the key features we have in Domino UI and why we went with this path of implementing such a library. Okay. So first of all, I will list them and I will discuss more about this. I will explain more. Okay. First one is that Domino UI is written all in Java. We don't do any JS wrapping. Okay. When you write the code, you will be using the builder button style. Okay, so you will have a hierarchy in your code. Okay, we have a lot of rich components, and they are nice looking components. We are Jakarta ready. We have a great support. Okay, and we are being very productive using Domino UI. So let's take a look on the first one. All in Java, no JS wrapping. What does this mean? It means that first you can optimize it, so everything is optimized. Your output will be very small. Okay, the output of your JS size is very small, plus you are doing it in a type safe way all the way. Okay, what if you want to use raw HTML and raw CSS to build your application? It's okay, you can just get any templating engine, you can use CSS, but you will miss a lot of wiring, and this is a lot of work. It's not very simple work to do. Okay, this is if you want not to wrap a JS and you want to go all the way by writing everything yourself. Okay, so these are the three options. You use something like Domino UI, okay, or you write it yourself, or you are wrapping some other JS. Okay, the good thing about Domino UI is it's all based on Elemental 2. So we are talking the browser language. We are using uh, the capabilities, or what capabilities the browser is giving to us. Okay. Next one, builder button. What does this mean? Uh, if we look here, we have the snippet of code and the generated HTML from this code. If you can see that you have this hierarchy in the code, and it's matched the hierarchy in your HTML. So while you are writing the code, you have an idea how it should be implemented in your HTML, how it should look inside your page, where there's elements are going inside which other elements. Okay. So this is proven to be a lot of help while you are debugging, or while checking things why the UI is looking weird, or to find these elements where they are. This is a pretty useful feature actually. Rich components. We have a lot of components in Domino UI already implemented out of the box. You have a lot of layout options. Okay. We have common components like tabs, buttons, lists, trees, dialogues, and there's a lot more. Okay. We have a rich data table. You can have a basic data table, or you can enrich that data table using a set of out-of-the-box plugins implemented by Domino UI. You can have, for example, plugins for selections, plugins for the sorting, plugins for the making the data table editable. There's a lot of plugins for data tables that make them really rich tables. Okay, and we have a lot of focus in the form fields, because this is actually the part that we use the most in our applications. Okay, we are writing applications and they are all form heavy applications. So we are giving this part of Domino UI a lot of love and a lot of efforts. Okay, our components are very rich and are packed with a lot of features. Okay, we have a file upload component, which is really highly customizable. Okay, we have other components like icons, animations, styles, typography. Okay, and if you want to check more about what components we are providing, you can just visit our demo site, and you will have a list of all our components with a code snippets to show you how to use them. Nice looking. The idea is that when you are building an application, you spend a lot of time styling things. But with Domino UI, we went with giving you a nice looking components out of the box. We are not providing you just those raw elements and asking you to do the styling. Of course, this is debated because some people might want to do their own styles, their own customizations. So what we are actually having is that even though we come with a nice looking out of the box widgets, you can customize those, and it's not very hard to apply your own CSS, okay, to change the look and feel. And I will show you a sample for that, okay. But it's also the part thing talking about theming is also part of our roadmap. We will be providing a set of themes out of the box, but we also going to allow you to write your own theme. The other thing is that Domino UI is Jackal ready. The same code you are that works in GWT2 will works in Jackal. Okay, so we keep testing every while that everything in Domino UI is Jackal compatible. We have samples to test. We try to test every while, okay, and make sure. Even though that the applications we are writing are still GWT2, okay, but we are making sure that our tool, the Domino UI, is always stay Jackal compatible. Okay, so there's no Disney, okay, in Domino UI, okay, uh, or JavaScript objects, anything like that. Okay, no widgets. Okay, and if you want to check something that is already running, built with Domino UI and already running and deployed, you can check our Domino Do Jackal version, which is deployed to our server. Okay, this is the link below. Productivity, it's one of the things that I have been working on for a while. That because every time I'm trying to work with the UI, it's always slow me down. Okay, before I came up with Domino UI, I have been testing with a lot of other options. Okay, and I was always slow when it comes to UI to building my views. Okay, but with Domino UI now, that is no longer the case because I have been trying to see while developing Domino UI, what are the things that actually were hard for me, or I see that were hard for everyone else, okay, around me, okay, and I was focusing on making these things a little bit more simple, okay. The code base at the end is simple because we try to hide the complexity of how things are being done within the components themselves. So you don't need to write that much of wiring, okay? Mm. And these components has a lot of features built in. They come out of the box, so that's also makes it easier for you to get your task or your job done in a short time. Okay. We also integrate with other frameworks like the editor frameworks, which is something that we committed to handle all the time. Okay. Plus, you can write your own components. You can customize the CSS as I said before. Okay. So it's highly customizable. It's not restricted to the components we provide. We have utility tools and classes that allows you to write custom components that fits exactly with the current components that are implemented by the Domino UI itself. The one thing that anyone who is following up with Domino UI will notice that we have a great support on GitHub, a great support for the tool in general. We are always active on GitHub. We respond in a very quick, in a very short time, very quick response. We also respond to our GitHub issues really quickly. Okay, it's if we don't fix the issue right away, we sometimes we at least comment or suggest things right away, and it's fixed within normally within a day or two, a few days maximum. Okay. And the other thing, if you check our commits, we are continuously improving our code base. Okay, so the project is very active in general. You can check out our Domino kit in general in the GitHub organization, and you can contact us on Gitter if you want, and to see how active we are. Our roadmap. The thing that we are trying to focus on right now is the release. We want to do a release. We're still using some snapshot stuff because we are waiting for the Git modules to be released. But this is our top priority right now. Okay, so we are going to implement to do a release. The other thing is that, as I said before, we want to implement some theming engine. Okay, and another one is a templating engine. And when I say templating engine, I will still want my templating engine to be type safe and somehow. So if I did something, I want that to show up in my code. Okay. Another thing is that we want to build some other more advanced components in addition to the components we currently have. These are some screenshots from an application we are working on, implemented using Domino UI, as you can see. As I said, we can customize the CSS. Okay, this is a data table. You can see the buttons. You can see the list group in the left or the split panels. As you can see, we have status bar. We have the status bar below. We have the layout. The layout is very highly customizable, as you can see. This is another screen that's showing one of the forms that we are working on. Okay. Here we implemented a search, for example. Here is a pop-up. Another pop-up, as you can see. And that's it. What I can do now for you is that this is I can show you our demo site. Okay, here you can see can get some general information about Domino UI. Okay, you can get some information about how to stop your project directly. Of course, you can do this from our getting started guide in the GitHub also. Okay, here are some samples of projects if you want to look to check them out. We have, for example, the layout part in our demo site. This is talking about the main layout we use for most of our applications, but we also provide a grid layout. Okay, and the grid systems, split panels, and the flex layout. This is one that we use the most actually. This one, the flex layout. It's very simple. We made it very simple, and it's very useful. And here a list of another set of components. As you can see, these are all the general components we have. We have the forms. We have basic components with different styles. Okay. And we have some advanced component like the suggest box, file upload, tags inputs. Okay. We have date pickers and date boxes. Okay. We have time pickers. You can customize your fields with some decorations like icons, helper text, counters. Here are some other useful input fields. For example, you can have an integer field, double field, long box, whatever you want. Yeah, as you can see, we have steppers. This is a sample form, for example. Okay, this one was implemented as a POC in one of our applications, and we were able to upload it here also. Some sample login screens. We have data tables. This is the data table. This is the basic one. First one is the very basic data table, but you can add more plugins. For example, here we have the editable plugin, selection plugin, multi-selection plugin, row markers here, as you can see. In the screenshots, maybe I show you one of the tables, and it has this plugin. Okay, record details plugin. There's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, filters, header filters, and as you can see down below, we could have grouping in our tables. And this one, for example, showing all plugins in action in one place. Okay. The other thing is the icons. We have material icons, material design icons, and another larger set called MIDI icons. As you can see, this is a very large set of icons. Okay. The typography, if you want to start, if your application is text, have a lot of text, you can use typography. Some helper classes for the styling. We have a set of colors to use, and we have a lot of animations. This is, as I said, the Domino Duo example that is running using Jackal. This is built with Domino UI and is running and was compiled with Jackal. Okay, so this is a sample that show how Domino UI actually works with Jackal. Okay, I have here another sample. For example, I can show you this, how this one was implemented. I'm not sure if we have time to re-implement this again, okay, but at least I can show you the code. Okay, so that card is implemented like this. I'm just getting the content panel of the layout, clearing the element. Then I'm just creating a row. Row is part of the grid system I mentioned before. Okay, create a row. I am printing a column. I'm telling it that I need to span the column to span 4 columns. This one will span as to 4 columns and will start of offset 4. Okay, then I am appending a card to that column. Okay, giving it a title, fish receipt. Okay, I'm asking it to make the content fit inside the card. Okay, and I'm adding three actions. If we look at the UI here, so this is the title. First of all, this is the row. Okay, we had an offset of 4 columns and we spanned 4 columns. Okay, we added the title and we added the 3 actions to our card. Okay, then we appended an image. Okay, then we have below that image a div element. Okay, with some padding. We add a title, a header. Okay, it's h4. So in addition to the elements provided from Domino, you can also use the elements provided and the builders provided from Elementor. Okay, we give it some style to center the text. We have here appended a paragraph. Okay, then I use the flex layout to arrange my buttons at the bottom of the card. As you can see, I'm just creating a flex layout, justifying it to center, then added two flex items, giving them some padding and adding 2 buttons. And I linkify the buttons so they look like links instead of buttons, something like that. And we get this result at the end, as you can see. It's pretty simple, pretty quick, okay, to do something like this. But still, if your application is more going into the enterprise direction, as we have seen in the slides here, we can you still have a lot of options from Domino UI, and you can do the two types of applications. Thank you.
All right. Well, great. Thank you, Ahmad. Now we can turn it over for any questions. I think we may have had a couple in chat. Is it necessary today to use templating? Because I see the new UI development today just code based with fast preview like Flutter or Swift UI. What is your opinion?
Uh, uh, I think that the idea why I'm going the templating direction is that um, I want to save both parties. I know that there's developer who prefer the part where you write code directly. You just write some Java code, and the builder style is actually a very helpful way to make sure that you can translate the structure in your mind of your HTML into a Java code and make it easier. Okay, but there's the other type of developers who prefer templating or prefer to look into HTML. Okay, especially if you are working with designers, something like that. So what I was thinking about templating is that I will get the template and I will generate the code from that template. So the developer can extend that code, can even uh, override that code in some way. Okay, but this he still can generate it from an HTML-based file that was, for example, created by a designer. Okay, uh, so that's why we are still think that having a templating um, is not a bad idea. Okay, that's the only reason. But we are for ourselves, we are still using the code, and we are very happy with the code. We have an application with more than already with more than 100K line of codes, and we have more than 150 view, and we are still being very productive, very quick, very fast in implementing everything. So um, so just as I said, we are going to implement both types of. We will provide the both types for providing the UI.
All right, great. Thank you. And I think Colin said that it would be good follow up to have a video to show implementing something like what you're showing. Basically, more of a step by step kind of video that's not time boxed as we are with these GWT community presentations. Are there any other questions? All right. If there's not any other questions, I want to thank you again, Ahmad, for a great presentation on Domino UI.
Thank you.